Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Pastor Bill from Open Door Baptist Church in Morehead City. And thanks for coming back on another frosty Morehead morning for a word of encouragement. This daily or weekday videos that we're putting out in order to give us some tools for getting our focus back onto God's words of encouragement, to realize that this is actually the foundation of reality as opposed to all of the turmoil and the messaging from the world around us. And so today we will continue our pattern at looking at another passage coming out of our E100 Bible reading plan, and that is the chapter of Genesis, chapter 28. In Genesis chapter 28, we find part of the story of Jacob and Esau. Now, at this point, Jacob has already tricked his father and his brother. He's already gained the birthright and the blessing, and he has now left home. He's left Isaac and Esau, and he is now on his own. And beginning here in verse 12, we find that Jacob has fallen asleep on his journey. He's stopped for the night, and in his rest, this is what happens. He dreamed, and a stairway was set on the ground with its top reaching heaven, and God's angels were going up and down on it. Yahweh was standing there beside him, saying, "I am Yahweh, the God of your father Abraham and the God of Isaac. I will give you and your offspring the land that you are now sleeping on. Your offspring will be like the dust of the earth, and you will spread out toward the west and the east and the north and the south. And all the peoples on earth will be blessed through you and your offspring. Look, I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go. I will bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you." Well, the highlight, again, of encouragement that I want to draw out and to kind of put before us today is, again, the highlight of God's grace. Remember, this is Jacob the deceiver. He is the one who is, first of all, tricked his brother in a very desperate situation to sell him his birthright for a bowl of soup, for stew. And then he and his mother have conspired together to trick their blind and elderly father to bless him with the inheritance instead of Esau, his brother. And here we find God choosing one brother through whom he is going to bless the entire earth, through his offspring. And this should kind of spark some memory in your mind about the blessing that God gave to Abraham and the covenant that he made with him. This is a repetition of that. God is now saying, I am going to fulfill my covenant to Abraham through you, Jacob. And just like I said to Abraham, your offspring will be numerous. And just like I said to Abraham, you will receive land, a place for your people to belong. And just like I said to Abraham, you will bless the entire earth. Now, not only is that just a tremendous encouragement to us, that God is gracious to those whom he chooses to be gracious to, not because of our goodness, but because of who he is. He is gracious, full of mercy in his character, and that should encourage us because we are no better than Jacob the deceiver. But there is further encouragement here, and that is because when Jesus is during his earthly ministry, he points back to this story in his own ministry. And as a matter of fact, he says that he himself, the Son of Man, is that staircase or that ladder, sometimes we think of it. He is the one who connects heaven and earth. He is the mediator between God and man. And all of God's ministries and mercy and grace are now brought down to us, not us going up, but through Jesus, the grace of God is now brought down to us who are in Christ and in the family of faith. Oh my, oh, what an encouragement for our day today.